Because there's been a lot published about the mental health effects academically, but I've not heard local voices explain what people are living in their own environment, what they're going through in their own environment and in their own lives. So that's how it came about. I focused on, I'm very interested in the rural areas, specifically in the Northern Cape. These kind of almost like forgotten areas that don't get news coverage anymore. So I'm interested in the field of climate change, and I think there's a lot of narrative opportunities that's outside, that's not explored in our like newsroom space. There's been a lot of scientific coverage, but the stories from the rural communities aren't getting attention anyway. And I think there was an interesting, for me, there was an interest in the Northern Cape specifically, because I'm originally from there. And I have over a very long time noticed this kind of like gradual decline in many of these towns. And I had a sense that there's a story, there's stories that overlap there. So that is why I decided to focus on that kind of like rural story, but the human story of the mental health effects of climate change. I think it really helped me to apply a filter in the way that I approached finding my case studies, and to really try and see the subject from the point of view of girls and young women in this specific marginalized group. I think it's the easy way out would have been to talk to a lot of adults. I seem to see everything with a different filter at the moment. So it's been very refreshing. I was trained as a political scientist, and I've always had an interest in women's and children's issues. I think it definitely, it's given me like a sharper lens to approach these stories with. Yes, because I've actually not in recent times explored narrative writing at all. I've gone in a completely different route. So it has ignited a real interest in doing that kind of work again. So it's been professionally and personally incredibly rewarding. I think it's incredibly beneficial to have a program like this, because it's very, very rare that mid-career senior journalists, and specifically freelancers like myself, have time to reflect on writing skills, on personal, the personal journey of writing, and explore this kind of topic in this way. So I actually cannot see this kind of storytelling happening in my life without this kind of grant support.